Hey guys, this is Kevin for the Cypher Zero channel. I'm coming in with a little tournament report for the Springfest Austin event last week. At first I didn't really want to do a little tournament report, but I think my matches were a little out of the ordinary enough for me to have some content and whatnot. So yeah, last week I pretty much scrubbed out of Vanguard, so yeah, there's pretty much nothing to talk there. So yeah, for Weiss, I ran blue, green, and red Nisekoi English, and unfortunately I went 3 and 4, but I had a good time, and I had really interesting matchups and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick profile first, since I want to make references. So this is pretty. This is how I like to play Nisekoi. So yeah, 3 of the runner bomb Chitoge. I didn't run 4 because I think 3 was good enough, and I play the Onodera beater, the green one. So yeah, I didn't really want to have a big board at level 0. So these are pretty good at like running away out of stuff, and not many of my matches they didn't really challenge it so much. So it was all around a good card. I ran 2 of the top check, look at the top, Marika's, and her second ability was drop a climax and salvage something. Yep. So good for the 3-2 Marika and all, and good hand fix. And I ran also the chibi of hers, and so it'll be so she'd be a pendant fetcher and another copy and everything. Next is I play this Spam Brainstorm Chitoge to have an out against floods, since I it is Weiss, so you never know when you get flooded with climaxes in the beginning. And her other ability is when your other characters are reversed in battle, you can give something 1k. So not bad against low power reversers. Not one, but I didn't play it too much, so yeah, it's still a good card to have. I don't know if you guys are in that event, but standard here, 3 Rakus, second MVP of the whole day. He came in really good. Global 5, ditch 1 pendant, ditch 1 for a pendant. So yep. 2 of the brainstorms, the staple Marika's. I didn't really use it so much because I was using my other advantage engines, and I really wanted to have my climaxes count, so for saves and everything. Yeah, that's how that was my mindset when running this card. Like, if I needed it, then I needed it. But my red promise pendant took priority over this, so of course. 1 beater, Kosaki. This came in really handy against some ridiculous vanillas and whatnot, and people like play assist behind their zeros. Yeah. Some situations, yeah, that happened. Yeah, and then on off, I can sack this out with a bomb or clock bomb or whatnot, save some of my other zeros or whatnot. Overall, good card to have. If you had it's 5 or more. When she attacks, she gains 15. So 4k beater. Next is the 3 draw the shop. So I didn't run any yellow pendants, so this is my 1 card search her if I needed anything. Really, my 2-1 counter or my 2-1 Chitoge counter. So yeah. Yeah, the changer or the change and the 1/2/1 counter if I needed it in the deck. If it was still in the deck, it would be a pretty much not a situational play against a lot of the change savvy decks. Yeah, and then that's my level zeros. Not too fancy, but yeah, pretty good. Next is the 3 of my Marika, or Ordeal, or whatever they call it. I run this combo, and it worked pretty well for the most part, and according to my matches, it worked really well. But sometimes I would hit level 1 second, and these didn't go off as much as I wanted them to, but yeah. I wish they had a little bit more power, honestly. 5k isn't a lot, but it did get some of the job done in my matches. Probably so this is probably the MVP. Honestly, the best bomb in the game, in my opinion, in level 1. It's the top check, ditch 1 if it's a key character, and then if you play Pendant, then it becomes a level 1 bomb. Yeah. Sometimes my opponent would have to run like +1 assist just to get around this thing, and honestly I don't rely on this so much because I want to set up my 2 to 3 game. So yeah, it's like a little obstacle for them. I like running these into Yahagis, Hibaris, whatever, anything that's like I can't beat because it sneaks away. 3 of the first visit Onodera's. Before I went to the tournament, I had a really intense discussion about this card versus the 1/0 Chitoge on the Facebook page, and it was kind of like a do or do not situation. Because if I ran this, then I would run the 2/1 Angel and White. But if I ran the other 1/0 Chitoge, I would have to run Yellow Pendants. So, I mean, I haven't ran... I didn't... in my past 2 tournaments, I haven't... past regionals, whatever, I haven't used this, so to say. So, I mean, it came out pretty well. I didn't have a problem, like, maintaining power, and I didn't really clock on core much, so I mean, if I needed to, then it was there to get me up to help me clock fix and all that jazz to my level. So all in all, it was a pretty good card, and it was worth for that decision to be the blue level 1/0s. So overall, I think that was a good call. And then my last level 1 character is the 1/0 Marika anti-level. You just pay 3 and kill off anything that's higher than any character that's higher than their level, your opponent. And this is my Pendant spread. Pretty much similar to the guy that got on 4th, and I also champion the spread too. So yeah, I was thinking about running 2 of these, but no, it wasn't good. It's not. It's very situational. 2 staples. The refresher, and tap 2 and give it something 2k. I did this in one of my matches, or 2 or 3 of my matches that like I was about to level up, or about to refresh. You know, this came in handy. So I don't regret not putting these back in. So good call. Because I was about to run red, green, yellow. Okay, 2 of the 2/1 backups. Change whatever combo to the 3/2 Onodera. The funny thing is, I found a third 3/2. So if it like at one of the vendors. So if I didn't have if I didn't see that, then I would be running something else, honestly. So I'm pretty fortunate that I found that one copy of the 3-2 Onodera, and the rest was history. And this came in very good. And, I never ran this combo in a big tournament, so I really like it. It really catches your opponent off guard or whatnot. I mean, not off guard, but I mean, makes them think for the end game, honestly. This one is just the 2-1 side counter. I didn't. It was. I think it was a Miku matchup where I wished I had this because they were able to clock kick my Marika. So, I mean, this is what I wish I had more frequently, or salvaged it or something. So, I mean, it was a really good card, but I didn't run into too many or ran into any situations where I had to kill in early play or something. So yeah. For level 3, it was a 3-2 Chitoge, the healer, and a pay 2, rest 2, and she gains 2k and she reverses something. I get a top deck something from my opponent's deck, or waiting room, and put it on top of their deck. Yeah. So this is my pseudo finisher without a climax requirement, and it's the only triple R I have, pretty much. So yeah, it was a pretty card. It was a nice looking card to run. So, and then staple, I had 3 of the 3-2 Onodera change targets. Pretty much won all of my games that I won because of my compression and everything. So yeah, pretty good. And yeah, there was one of the Modica matchups that was really, really funny. That I didn't even try to clock myself because he was running such a weird deck. I'll explain that later. I ran 3 of the 3-2 Marikas. Yeah, self-explanatory, really. When I searched with the green one with this Onodera, usually pair this up with a 0-0 Marika, just to help help the checks and make sure it burns. And yep, almost burnt my Kantai matchup to death. It would have been a sad turnout, but I almost did it. The climax spread, pretty simple, not too shabby. Yeah, 4 bars, 4 gates. Okay, my matchups. My first matchup was against Red Fate, which was pretty daunting, really, because I didn't hold my my spam brainstorm. So at level 0, I began saving for some reason, and I didn't have a comeback to that because he leveled up first, and he had 1-1 or 1-0 Rins or Archers. I think they were Rins, 1-1s or something, and he was able to clock encore him with his back row. Yeah, and I pretty much got jumped to level 2 pretty quickly, and yeah, I couldn't really stabilize after that, even though I pulled off the my level 2 my change. So yeah, I ended up losing that game because I couldn't have a level 1 game, honestly. So it was pretty close, still pretty close, because when he had his 3-2 archers out, I was able to save his burn. I was able to split his burns with his attacks. So yeah, I did better than I thought in that matchup, but it was still a hogwash, so to say, because of my bad luck. But yeah, game 2 was against a Miku player that didn't run Salmus Voice. He ran it was blue-green. he had the 1-0 +1 level assist, so my level 1 bombs were kind of useless, and he was pretty much hand-on coring his 1-1s. I think there was a 1-1 in somewhere. Or I think I looked 1-1. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the Miku, but I think they had hand-on core. So he was able to stabilize the field for throughout the level 1 game, but I capitalized with gaining stock and just siding into him, and Onodera was pretty clutch for my saves. And as I mentioned before, I used Marika's ability when she got reversed, or I mean, I couldn't save her being clock kicked, but I used when my other characters were getting reversed. I used her ability to raise her or raise. No, actually, wait. I think I used a 3K counter. Yeah, I used a 2-1 3K counter on his one of his Mikus that didn't. It wasn't Tyrant when he had the bar, but it was one of those conditional ones where I think he had to drop 1 or 2 to clock kick me. But I think it was Tyrant. I don't know. It probably was Tyrant, but he didn't have any power behind him. That's the point. So I dropped a 3K counter on him, and he couldn't reverse me. And then, if he started to reverse my cards, I used her ability. I think I had 2 of these out, and I pretty much stacked power onto one character or something. It was pretty good. So I ended up winning that game because of compression, and I think I used Shotoge's ability to close it out. Round 3 was against the mono yellow saber build with I think there was some Shiroi, but it was old school bum rush. I didn't expect that kind of a deck. Like, it was pretty much mostly 0, and he kept on it was like it was a combo or something to give his columns +1 soul, and yeah, I didn't save that much in the game actually, so it was by default. I couldn't keep up in damage, so yeah, I pretty much his deck fell apart. He didn't even play the the 3-2 saber that comes at level 3 when you have 5 or less than that. I'm like, dude, this guy is like straight up bum rush. No, that was good. And I went to X2 after round 3, and I felt like, that's probably it for me. So I took the rest of the day pretty nonchalantly, and took it really casual. So yeah, funny. Round 4 was against a Monica build. It was mono blue, and he had He had 38 QBs from Rebellion, and 4 of the Advanced Play Sayakas that's pretty much a carbon copy of this, but you have to pay 1 to search to off of the pants. So that was really fun. Of course, he couldn't really reverse anything at level 1, so pretty much out-advantaged him to seal the game there. It was a really fun matchup, and we were just talking and how casually and all that. So I had a lot of fun, and I think people around us were like, we were pretty weird people. We're pretty much really weird people, I guess. Just playing the game. Because I think everyone else took it pretty seriously or whatnot. Yeah, I ended up winning that game because I didn't expect the Sayaka, but obviously it wasn't that big of a threat because he didn't have a lot of luck with his climax triggering, so he actually misplayed quite a little bit for activating his pants where he didn't really have to. He was close to refresh, so it's that kind of a thing. Yeah, Marika was able to close him out. Round 3, I think that was Kantai. I have to check. Yeah, round 3 was my favorite match of the whole day. It was against Red Green Kantai. It was Kongo, Yubari. I can't remember his level 1 combo, but I think it was Isuzu or something. And he pretty much tried to bum rush me from whatever and whatnot. And I started saving a lot at level 1. And then, yeah, and then he started to get a little agitated a little bit since I was like saving my ass. So, and then there was one point in the match where I was looking at his clock or his drop zone, and I saw a Yubari, and he tried to salvage something, and then I think he salvaged Yubari, but he didn't really think about me playing in but I don't know if he saw my red pendant or not, but yeah, once I saw that Yubari, I had to drop my pendants really quick before he could play it. So I leveled up to 1 first, I think, and I got him out of the way so he couldn't power up his Yubari. And then, what is it? Yeah, I had so much going for me in that matchup. I was like 2-0, and he was already at level 3. He was like a 3-4, and I was still at level 2. Yeah, he misplayed, and pretty much misplayed that Yubari. Because like after that, he told me that he should have played it, like right in the middle of the game. I was like, man, yeah, because if any of my Kantai matchups played, I was afraid of that because people would play Yubari because of like strong salvage engines like Cinderella Girls, Log, or even the SAO build. Like if people ran the Elizabeths that came out of the new set, I mean that would have been a really good tech for this tournament. But yeah, it was not. Yeah, I lucked out because my opponent was really like I didn't really say anything to him after I won. So I mean it got that bad. Yeah, and that was my pretty much my best feeling of the day matchup. Even better than the Mono Blue at Monica. So, and then my round 6 was a SAO Blue Yellow OG build, and yeah, it was probably one of my toughest matchups. And most, yeah, I didn't really care about the Yuki build or the new stuff, that like the green stuff, but if I ran into a Blue Yellow SAO deck, it would be like, man, it's gonna be a crapshoot, and it was pretty much that. He was able to bring 3 invites in, and yeah, he would have plus out for days, and he had 3, I think 2 or 3 of the 1-0 counters. I was like, man, yeah, I didn't like that matchup at all. I ended up losing it because of the he played last shot Xenon, and so yeah. And then my last matchup was Attack on Titan, Levi squad for the level 1 game, and then the 3-2 Restandard Levi for the level 3 combo. At first, it was pretty. I mean, it'd be bad for me to say easy, but it was kind of not that hard to get to level 0, where he was just dropping. Columns for me reverse for my Marika, so I mean, it was fine. It was not until he and it was round 7 and whatnot that I didn't really take this hard, but my opponent actually misplayed the 1-1 Levi that gets out the squad. He claimed that the auto effect of the climax, well, the climax is an auto, so when he called skill off the Levi, he brought all his characters from the waiting room, and he claimed that all of them still gained the bonus. And I wanted to argue, but it was game 7, and it was kind of my call. I didn't want to say anything because what am I gonna do? it's not like I'm in contention or anything. So yeah, I let it go, and I took it. I didn't really think about what happened or like how it would affect the rest of his play for the tournament, but I just didn't want to make a big deal out of it. So yeah, and I just took it as not a disadvantage, but something to have a little chip on my shoulder to like have that thing to play out the game. And I don't really think it was that big of a difference because we both were pretty much even. So yeah, my deck couldn't actually. The way that I played, those columns didn't have a difference. Just to say, but I ended up losing that. But I didn't have any hard feelings. Right? It was fine. So yep, 3-4. This is probably the last time I'll play this deck like competitively. So, I mean, I really love the deck. It's just 3 times running Nisekoi at big events. I mean, and plus with the extra booster coming out, I really want to play Sweets or something different. If MG comes out, then I'll probably be running Shinobu, Shinjo Kohara, and Maoi, something like that. Yeah, that's what for tournament's sake. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'd like to play. Yeah, and then shoutouts to all the Houston, Austin community, namely Robin Carino, my favorite judge. Mei Yang from Colorado, who's pretty much associated with them down there. Jessica Adina, Tyler Strite, Echo, Matthew Claudette, Mateo Claudette or something. We played after when people were in top 8. I played his SGS builds, Schoolgirl Strikers, and it was a blast. I mean, I ran Asterisk in my Primus deck, and it pretty much saved my day, all so to say. So, and then I saw Tyler's 2 Souls, Big Dream for LB, and I played Eckhol's IMAS Old Hags deck. That was really fun, and I found out how bad that Haruka, or how good that Haruka is. And at one point, it was on the choose one. So yeah, I really had a really good time to hang out around all of them, and really hope that I don't know, I hope that I make it out to Worlds maybe, but maybe not. Even also want to make it to a WGP sometime. So yeah, that's pretty much my tournament report. Shoutouts to my crew at OKC for supporting me, One Stop Anime for being the locals, the OTS, the rock of everything, and Byron Schwartz, the guy that went with me, that was it 8 hours from OKC, and Thomas Daughter, Chris, and that played with me with Vanguard, made our team. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks guys for watching. I'll probably be out some more deck profiles later, since I have some pretty free time. So yeah, thanks guys.